What is up, guys? It's Scott with Neverhedge back for another Metamaterials update, and oh boy, is today not going to be a fun one. Currently sitting at 2.94 million in volume. The volume drought continues for us here, and we have just over 2 hours left in the trading day and in the trading week. We will see if they can push this down below $5. I saw a couple of minutes ago we were down as low as 503, so I would not be surprised if at the end of the day we close at 499. But we'll see. We're going to need some volume to pick up during power hour to keep this thing above $5, because right now the shorts are pretty much just having their way with this thing. If we look at the RSI, currently we're sitting at 35.03, so just about in that oversold category, trading well below those 50 EMA lines. And MACDs look like shit, so I don't want to look at them anymore. Going over to Ortex next. So we're sitting about the same as we were yesterday, a plus 0.07%. That is pretty close to zero in my book. Let's see here. So 30,000 more shares borrowed than returned for today. And short interest right now is hovering right around the low 20s in the millions, sitting at 22.6. Everything else is up a tiny bit, up 2.2%, 2.15. Shares on loan, days to cover up 12.56. Cost to borrow down 13.15%, currently sitting at 6.81. Utilization is hovering around in the low 90s. If we take a look at the graph here, kind of hovering right around the high 80s to low 90s, down from the peak of 98.56, well below that right now. So days to cover is still in the mid fours. Not much of a change from yesterday. We're up 5, almost 6% in the dark pool short volume ratio, up from yesterday. And that squeeze score is hovering right around 80. I think we were up as high as 83 this week, and now we're down to 79.73. Shares availability sitting about the same as we were around this time yesterday, but up almost 100% from a couple hours ago. I would imagine when we had that dip down to 850,000 shares, that would correspond to this massive sell-off right at the open, bringing us from 524 down to 514. And boy, would 514 be nice right about now. We're currently sitting at 503. Definitely going for those $5 call options today are the hedge funds and shorts. And that bar fee rate is almost exactly the same as it was yesterday, sitting at 4.42%. Yesterday we were 4.47. And let's see if we had any more psychos picking up options. Yeah, see, looks like we had a huge buy. Chart exchange is a little bit ahead of E-Trade. Oh no, 501.5, not 515, dummy. So yeah, $5 calls are definitely in jeopardy. Let's see what we got for open interest. Looks like yesterday we had all the volume coming in on the $5 calls, which could get absolutely fucked if things don't improve in a couple hours. So they're going after the free premium for the 84, almost 8,500. We got 3 different $5 calls here. So that would be 10,600-ish call options at the $5 strike price that they're going after right now. And let's see what we got for dark pool data right now. Again, very low volume overall, only 3.6 million shares traded so far today, up a penny from when we last looked. So that's always a good sign, moving in the right direction. So of the 3.6 We're looking at 1.6 on the dark pool, so that is looking at 55.19%. And let's see what we had for short interest yesterday, bumping back up to the high 50s, 57.54%. And we have a couple of things to get to. First, the good news. I got a tweet from Papa G earlier today. So they are presenting at the A Reality event. They'll be going over augmented reality. Let's see here. Their CTO, Jonathan Walderman, is going to be talking about the challenges and opportunities in augmented reality applications and what opportunities exist for Metamaterials in that space. And then I'm not sure if this one is good or bad, but so Metamaterials commenced drilling operations in the Orogrande project to maintain the lease compliance. So at first I thought this was good, but it basically means they're not actually trying to find any oil. They're just doing this to stay in compliance with their lease so they can, still maintain that and then hopefully find a buyer for their assets. I think this is probably not quite as good because of the high cost in undertaking in starting to drill. Now, I would imagine that they're not going to be doing a ton, and they're going to do what they can to mitigate the cost of drilling here. So they provided an update on the company's oil and gas assets and operations. 4 wells must be drilled in the Orogrande project in 2021 to hold the lease for sale or spin out. 2 wells are being drilled this month on 1 pad site, and the company expects to begin drilling a second pair of wells on another site in early November. The company believes that upon completing the drilling of these 4 wells, the company will be in compliance with all aspects of its lease obligations. The continuous drilling clause with university lands on the Orogrande project will be satisfied. So they are doing the bare minimum to not incur a ton of unnecessary cost, but this will allow them to keep those leases so once they do eventually find a buyer, they can offload this on the next company that wants to commence drilling in this area. And we do know that they have those leases that Torchlight owns have 3.7 billion barrels of oil on them. So I would imagine that that would be very enticing for an oil company to come in and take over those lands. And now that they have a couple of wells drilled on them, could sweeten the pot. They could also roll those well drilling costs into the price of the assets themselves. So they already have a couple wells drilled for you. We are going to have to wait and see on that. This will probably, well, I guess if they're saying that they're going to be drilling 2 more wells next month, so in November, that does push our timeline for the dividend out a little bit longer, so that is not ideal, but they should hopefully get a pretty good price for this land as it is sitting on a ton of oil. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. So as always, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more updates on Metamaterials as well as other stocks and tokens we like. And I thank you guys so much for watching this far, and I'll see you in the next video.